Alright, we're seeing something I never thought we'd see. The redemption of Hero Girl and Demon Lord Call It Quits. I called this the Lord of All Mid. I said it was hot garbage. I said it was travesty. And I said it was a tragedy. But in these last two chapters that they've introduced a romance aspect to it that I think just might be the saving grace of it. Maybe. Stupid ad block. Right here, you see it? Ah, perfect skip. See it? Look at this. Right here. He's tired. He falls. Whoa. And just look at the size difference, by the way. If her leg was fully out, her feet would probably go, oh yeah, right below his knee. They're head to head. That's like a foot. That's actually insane. That's more than a foot. That's way more than a foot, actually. Damn, she's got to be like 5 feet tall, and he's like 6'4". That's crazy work. She's probably even shorter, honestly. She looks like a child. She's probably like 4'10". But, obviously he's just tired. It's not like romantic. But then she obviously chooses to sleep with him here, and they wake up. And then the whole last chapter, the newest chapter that came out, is about they think they're going on a date. They're going somewhere tomorrow, just the two of us. She's blushing. Look at that. There's key details right there, guys. It might not be a date, but at the mention of the two of us, she's blushing. Obviously, Subspace doesn't really like that. For whatever reason. But you see they're pretty close to each other all entire time. There's a lot of little gestures and stuff. And that's where I think the redemption of this comes in. If they added a romance aspect instead of just a pointless comedy aspect, I think this might be something different. You know, I think all stories need to have a point. And that point, you know, maybe it's just me, but sitcoms aren't really all that entertaining because there is no point to them. And, you know, that's just me. You know, I can understand people liking them. It's just brainless comedy, but I wouldn't find that in a manga. Even something like Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo, it's got a point to it. There's still, you know, there's a lot of comedy in Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo, but at the end of the day, they're cops, and they're trying to solve crimes, you know. So there's still a point. And so far in these first 13 chapters, you know, before the romance, it really felt just mindless comedy with no point to it besides just keep their identities secret. You know what I mean? There's been talks of the other heroes not liking him staying over and how to defeat him and whatnot, but other than that, there isn't a plot. You know, like I said, Super Psychic Policeman Shoujo is just like the greatest example I could think of. There's an overarching point to solve all crime, and you know, it's a loose goal, sure, but I mean, One Piece is about finding treasure, and that's almost 1,200 chapters and ongoing. So, you know, I mean, treasure, the One Piece. You get my point. So, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on this, of course, if it gets axed. I almost don't want it to get axed now. Yeah, I still think stuff like The Mage Next Door is probably going to get axed. It just doesn't really seem that, like, creative. Although I've seen a good fan reception of a lot of the stuff. I've seen a lot of fan art, more fan art than pretty much any other manga that we talk about here. But if I Tell C can get axed, then I guess Mage Next Door can get axed. I mean, I Tell C was amazing, and it got axed. So, God, an alternate universe where Embers and I Tell C keep going would be an amazing universe. Anyways, I'm so sorry for my break, but working 2 jobs and managing YouTube stuff. Anyways, see ya.